Hello, Unity Church of El Cajon. I'm Phil Rohkohl, your video ministry director, welcoming you to a Fun-tastic Friday. Today I'd like to read you a story and share a message. I've seen several versions of this story. It was published in 1999 as a song by Clay Walker called The Chain of Love. The story is, as I've read, an account of true events in the life of Johnny Barnett, who co-wrote the song. The version I'll read to you today I found on the website granddynamics.com. Please relax and take in the message as I read. One day a man saw an old lady stranded on the side of the road, but even in the dim light, he could see she needed help. So he pulled up in front of her Mercedes and got out. His Pontiac was still sputtering as he approached her. Even with the smile on his face, she was worried. No one had stopped to help for the last hour or so. Was he going to hurt her? He didn't look safe. He looked poor and hungry. He could see that she was frightened, standing out there in the cold. He knew how she felt. It was those chills which only fear can put in you. He said, "I'm here to help you, ma'am. Why don't you wait in the car where it's warm? By the way, my name is Brian Anderson." Well, all she had was a flat tire, but for an old lady that was bad enough. Brian crawled under the car looking for a place to put the jack, skinning his knuckles a time or two. Soon he was able to change the tire, but he had to get dirty and his hands hurt. As he was tightening the lug nuts, she rolled down the window and began to talk to him. She told him that she was from St. Louis and was only passing through. She couldn't thank him enough for coming to her aid. Brian just smiled as he closed her trunk. The lady asked how much she owed him. Any amount would have been all right with her. She already imagined all the awful things that could have happened had he not stopped. Brian never thought twice about being paid. This was not a job to him. He was helping someone in need, and God knows there were plenty who had given him a hand in the past. He had lived his whole life that way, and it never occurred to him to act any other way. He told her that if she really wanted to pay him back, the next time she saw one who needed help, she could give that person the assistance they needed, and Brian added, "Think of me." He waited until she started the car and drove off. It had been a cold and depressing day, but he felt good as he headed home, disappearing into the twilight. A few miles down the road, the old lady saw a small cafe. She went in to grab a bite to eat and take the chill off before she made the last leg of her trip home. It was a dingy-looking restaurant. Outside were 2 old gas pumps. The whole scene was unfamiliar to her. The waitress came over and brought a clean towel to wipe her wet hair. She had a sweet smile, one that even being on her feet for the whole day couldn't erase. The lady noticed the waitress was nearly 8 months pregnant, but she never let the strain and aches change her attitude. The old lady wondered how someone who had so little could be so giving to a stranger. Then she remembered Brian. After the lady finished her meal, she paid with a $100 bill. The waitress quickly went to get change for the $100 bill, but the old lady had slipped right out the door. She was gone by the time the waitress came back. The waitress wondered where the lady could be. Then she noticed something written on a napkin. There were tears in her eyes when she read what the lady wrote. "You don't owe me anything. I've been there too. Someone once helped me out the way I'm helping you. If you really want to pay me back, here's what you do. Don't let this chain of love end with you." Under the napkin were 4 more $100 bills. Well, there were tables to clear, sugar bowls to fill, and people to serve, but the waitress made it through another day. That night when she got home from work and climbed into bed, she was thinking about the money and what the lady had written. How could the lady have known how much she and her husband needed it? With the baby due next month, it was going to be hard. She knew how worried her husband was, and as he lay sleeping next to her, she gave him a soft kiss and whispered soft and low, "Everything's going to be all right. I love you, Brian Anderson." Tomorrow, June 26, 2021, Agape in Action is holding a free market at Unity Church of El Cajon. If you have used items others might benefit from that you would be willing to donate, please bring them to the church between 8:30 and 10:15 a.m. on Saturday, June 26th. The free market will open to our community at 11 a.m. to provide these items at no cost to those in need. Please use this as an opportunity to extend that chain of love. Blessings.